the portal is open, and we've already had some moves. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Tulane quarterback Darian Mensah commits to Manny Diaz and Duke. He was 6th nationally in passing efficiency as a redshirt freshman. Completed 65.9% of his pass attempts for 2,723 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Chris, this feels like a lateral move from Tulane to Duke. I think all these guys think that if they aren't playing at the highest conference level that they can, that they're hurting their NFL futures. I'm not sure that's the case. And I think if you're at Tulane, winning 10, 11 games, competing for a playoff spot, especially when John Summerall is staying. I mean, is Tulane like the front runner for the G5 bid next year? I mean, maybe. With Mensah gone, probably not. I don't know that I'd make this move. Am I crazy?
Well, it was weird in 2 parts. First, Maalik Murphy announces he's leaving Duke, and you're all thinking, why? That seems kind of like he had a good year, but not a year that you figure he would go up to some SEC job or something. And then the very next day, we've got Mensah basically committing to Duke. So that appears to have been in the works. Mensah was the 3rd stringer coming into the year. People thought Ty Thompson, some of the other guys might win the job, and Mensah just straight up won it and really impressed the coaching staff. And John Summerall, the head coach, is staying. We don't know yet about his OC, Joe Craddock. I guess he was kind of in the mix for some bigger OC jobs, didn't get them. Maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't. I'm just wondering, Tulane's pretty good on the NIL front. As far as G5s go, they're up there. They're probably among the best. I haven't heard much of anything Duke in the NIL world being
I haven't
all
either.
that great. So
unless you're Cooper Flag, but that's actual Nike.
Well, yeah, basketball is different. So it's a small step up, I feel like, and it is a little bit of a surprising one to me.
I just think if the money is not that much different, you want to win games, you want to get to the playoff. It's an odd move to me, but maybe we'll be wrong, and maybe Tulane will be fine, and maybe Duke will win the ACC next year. I don't know. 27 Sports reports that Maalik Murphy, who you just mentioned, big old boy, going to Auburn to take a visit. Hugh Freeze, I guess, is back in the market. You got Deuce Knight waiting. Walker White left. He's in the portal. I think it makes some sense. I like Maalik Murphy. I don't think he was quite as good as people hoped he might be coming into Duke. He kind of was had a kind of middle of the road year for what his expectations were. Leaving Texas, kind of stuck in the middle of that Arch Quinn situation. But what do you like about him at Auburn, Chris? What do you think makes that move? Could you see that being a big thing?
Auburn needs a better quarterback, clearly. I mean, Hugh Freeze was out there calling out his quarterbacks every other week for how
He's
bad
a step
they were
above
playing.
Peyton Thorne. I know that for certain.
He is. And although Peyton Thorne played a lot better down the stretch, that was a bit better. Murphy had some big plays, 10 touchdowns of 20-plus yards. So it'd be a good fit. I'm just wondering, if you're Auburn, would you rather have had Mensah? That's kind of my question.
I think about it. Yeah, I think that's a fair question. It's a fair question.
That's the part of this where I'm kind of confused on.
Yeah.
Maybe the market for Darian Mensah was not as big as we would have thought.
Maybe. I would have liked him. Running down a few quick other ones. Jacob Zeno from UAB commits to Texas A&M. That'll be an interesting move. Chris, you're not a fan of the Jacob Zeno move here.
No, it's fine. This is just one of those guys who's been around forever, and he keeps changing. He was at Baylor, right, that 1 year.
He was good that year at Baylor. I remember
UAB. I mean, we were texting about this yesterday, and Max Olson was like, yeah, I remember Cliff Kingsbury talking about him in 2018. It's been a while for some of these guys. Maybe go get it, especially going to Texas A&M. It's not like he's going to a G5 and he's going to start, and he's probably not the guy at A&M, right? He's not going to overread?
No shot.
Chance. No, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
We also have Chandler Morris moving on to another school. He was at TCU, started at Oklahoma. He's committed to Arkansas. It's Chad Morris's son. He's visiting Oklahoma State, leaving North Texas after being a starter last year. He was pretty good this year.
He's really good. Really good.
Yeah, he was good. Ethan Hampton from Northern Illinois, who knocked down Notre Dame early in the season. He is getting some interest from John Summerall and Tulane. I didn't really watch a ton of Northern Illinois this year. I can't speak too much of Hampton. Thomas Castellanos visiting Florida State. That'd be pretty interesting. I feel like that's...
They benched him at Boston College because they found a better guy in Grayson James. So
It can't get worse.
If Florida State is pinning its like rebound on Thomas Castellanos, like
Fair point.
It ain't
might
looking
be in
good.
some trouble.
Yeah.
How does Florida State not go get Darian Mensah? Like this is what I'm still confused
I think
about.
they got so many problems. I mean, Chris, I think if you watch Florida State the last year, even if they're offering good money, I think I'm thinking twice of like, do I want to be in the middle of this?
They also had
speaking of bad vibes, goodness.
Florida State had their former 5-star kid enter the portal.
Luke Kromenhoek.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Apologies for the pronunciation. There's no way that's right, but it's close. Preston Stone from SMU. That was a predictable one. Michael Van Buren, a little bit weird, but Blake Shapen's coming back. And then the biggest surprise, Damien, you'll appreciate this guy. Our friend, going 98 yards with the boys, and now he's going into the portal without the boys. Fernando Mendoza, the teams with the most numbers or the most players in the portal. Manny Navarro, our favorite Florida timeshare salesman, has the numbers here. Arkansas has 25, and half of those are from the 23 and 24 classes. Not great. Purdue, number 2 with 22 guys. They lost 8 guys with over 400 snaps. Some of that's coaching change, but that's still not great. Same thing, UCF also has 20. Kentucky has 20. Kentucky, kind of sort of a concern. Not a great look there for Kentucky. Kentucky, odd vibes coming out of there. You lose Barian Brown. You lose Dane Key, who might end up at Georgia. Mississippi State loses 19. Not what you want to see after year one there for Jeff Lebby. And Nebraska losing 18. 10 are defensive players. Their DC, Tony White, left there. Alabama has 10 in the portal as well. So you can always backfill. This is when everybody loses guys, and then you court guys, and we'll see who you add. And at the end of it, we'll kind of see what did you lose, what did you gain. A lot of times it's sort of spinning your wheels, and everybody's got to learn new systems and learn new players, and I'm sure that's great for everybody.